Hi there, it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. I have this fun stencil called the Geometric Butterfly. Obviously it's from Spellbinders and this one just caught my eye actually, so I picked this one up and thought I had a good idea for how I wanted to use this butterfly. Now it has all of these little bits of texture around the outside, the kind of confetti that you could obviously add in one way or another, but I'm going to focus on the butterfly and create a background first of all for it. Now I know there are 1,000 dies for this, but just because this is super quick for me, I'm taking a piece of, I don't know, some sort of cardstock that I've obviously written on or scribbled on and creating a little cloud print. It's pretty rough, but it's going to be perfect for what I need. I know there are lots of dies, and if you have them then that's great, or if you already have a stencil even, there's stencils like this, then perfect. But if you're just like me and just want to get the job done quick, then this is going to work perfect. Now I chose a permanent ink here, the VersaFine Clair. I want this to not react with anything else I put on top, so that's why I didn't use Distress Oxides or the Simon Hurley dye inks. I don't want anything to react, so I wanted the lightest blue color, and this is the lightest one I have, which you can see on the right. I kind of scribbled off all the ink that was already on my little finger dauber because I want this to be really, really light. So I got rid of the majority of the ink that was sitting on the dauber already, and I'm just using the very last little bit, and I know that's pretty light, but it creates a perfect background, just like any other stencil or die in my opinion. Now I'm going to pop the butterfly on a slight angle, and today I want to show you how I blend my embossing paste colors together. So I'm using some opaque matte texture paste or embossing paste or modeling paste or whatever you have. I'm going to use 3 colors today, so I'm going to pop out 3 little individual blobs. I'm working on a non-stick sheet so that I can blend these nicely and kind of do all my work on it, and it will be able to be wiped off easily later. I am choosing to color these using some re-inkers. I think it's picked raspberry, squeezed lemonade and spiced marmalade, and then I'm going to just put 1 or 2 drops of each one, not very much because there's A, not a lot of embossing paste there, and B, these are super concentrated, so they're going to color them really well. And then I just mix them around with a little palette knife, and then I have got all 3 of my colors ready to go. Of course you can purchase coloured embossing pastes and coloured and glittered and all sorts of beautiful things as well. So if you have those, then they're going to work perfectly fine too. I just like making mine from the white, and that means I don't have to have all the pottles sitting around as well. Then I'm just going to start in the middle with a little bit of pink, and so I'm pretty much trying to go somewhat symmetrical with the wings, I guess. And then I'm going to put on a little bit of orange coming off the pink, and I do overlap the pink just a little bit. Now this stage of blending our embossing pastes does not have to be neat. This is not the final look, so I'm really kind of just putting it in place. It's kind of like spreading butter. You just kind of pop it on, and then I'm going to smooth this out later, and that's how we're going to blend it. So at the moment I'm just putting it down. There are gaps, there are little white bits poking through. It's just a hot mess at the moment, but in a minute it'll all come together. I finished off with a little bit of pink for the wings too, and then I just take one big swipe from the center outwards, and then that is going to be how these colors are going to blend nicely. So you kind of get to see all of the colors, nothing gets hidden or covered over, which is what I like. And then once I lift the stencil off, there is a gorgeous, nice, soft blend in between all of the different colors that we used. So I really like this. This came out really crisp and clear, even though we used a significant good portion of embossing paste on it. Everything came out really, really nice. I didn't use any pixie spray or anything like that underneath to hold down my stencil either. It was just perfect the way it was. I did have some little clear glitter here. This one I think has been discontinued, but anything you have is obviously good, and I'm just going to put a tiny little bit on, use my finger to delicately kind of push it into the embossing paste, because I do not like glitter coming off. I don't like that feeling, I don't like the look of it, I don't want the recipients to have it happen to them, so I'm going to flick this really good, and I want to get pretty much everything off except what is stuck in the embossing paste. And now it has this gorgeous little shine to it as well. You can obviously skip this step if you want to kind of not head in that direction. Then one thing missing on the butterfly that I thought I might just add a little bit is some of the antennae, a couple of antennae. I made these really little. I was pretty timid about it, so I just made them pretty small. And then I'm actually going to use some puff embossing powder. I've had this in my stash for a long time. Not particularly amazing in my opinion, but once I have it, I may as well use it. And these don't show up very well, but you can definitely see them in real life, and I think I'm happy that I put them there. But yeah, as I said, I didn't need them to stand out significantly or anything. Then I'm going to take some squeezed lemonade. This is obviously one of the colors that I used in the butterfly as well. I'm going to cover my border around my card base. So the card base is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. I'm just going to take a little finger dauber and put a light colouring of the squeezed lemonade around. I could have done a matting layer, but I thought that I would just leave that and just do the actual card base. Then I have a scrap piece of card here that I'm going to colour and this is going to become a little border for my sentiments as well to help them stand out off the page. My Paper Rose All Occasion sentiment sheets. As I said, these are absolutely endless, and I've just cut a couple of different ones here. I really love that there's kind of all different size sentiments. There's all different, there's different fonts, there's different sizes, there's a million different sentiments almost, and so it gives you really good options. So I just chose a couple, a kind of bigger one and a smaller one, and then I'm going to put these on the little background so that again they stand out just a little bit. This is a really short video today. I just thought I would let you know how I blend my embossing pastes. If you have enjoyed this video, then one way that you can let YouTube know that is by giving us a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you like this kind of content. That is how you can let YouTube know that you like these videos, and that really helps content creators, and it helps our YouTube channels. I know that you kind of hear this a lot, but it really does make a big difference to us. So thank you so much if you've taken the time to do that. I really do appreciate it, and I would love to chat down in the comments. I reply to as many as I can, so if you've got questions and things, or if you just want to chat, fire away and I'll see what I can get back to. I do love doing YouTube, and I love popping videos up and things, but it can be a little bit tricky. YouTube is a tricky little algorithm to kind of figure out, so I appreciate everybody's support and help, and all of the little bits and pieces that individual people do to help me along on this journey. And I still obviously have other jobs and family to take care of, kids to take care of, and life, so I'm glad that you are enjoying these videos, and thank you so much for making it through to the end, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks, bye!